I'd like to start this video off by saying I am not a financial advisor. Should you choose to invest in Bitcoin or any other asset, to do your own research or seek the advice of a financial advisor, an actual financial advisor. Actually, come to think of it, most financial advisors probably would tell you to steer clear of cryptocurrencies because they really aren't educated in them, but in that case, just do your own research. Anyways, we have finally broken above the 200 daily moving average. We pumped all the way up to this resistance here, and then we got slightly rejected. Now, given that the RSI on the daily is pretty damn near close to oversold, and given that the BitMEX funding rate is peaking, and also that the stock RSI is getting near oversold on the daily, I'd say we are in for a little bit of a retracement. Now, of course not. Yeah, look at this. TradingView Mobile always tends to do some random shit when I'm trying to do something with it. When I'm trying to go to one screen, it'll think I'm clicking on some random fucking trend line or whatever, and that's what you just saw. Anyways, now as far as retracement, I would say that we would probably go back down to the 200 daily moving average and hopefully test it as support, so that we can confirm that resistance has become support, and then we can move on and test this resistance here again, maybe a few more times, and then break it. But now, since we have broken above the 200 daily moving average, we are technically back in a bull run. Of course, we're back in a bull market. Of course, it depends on what we do from here, though, because if we end up collapsing back below the 200 daily moving average, then that invalidates the bull market thing here. So we really just gotta wait and see what happens. But if I were to place any money on anything, it would be us coming down to the 200 daily moving average, testing it, and then moving on. Maybe hitting this resistance here. We may even kind of just trade sideways for a little bit until we get above this resistance, because they're blah. I just got off of work, so yeah, I'm a little bit tired. So if I fuck shit up, yeah, I'm likely gonna fuck up. So just expect it. Anyways, what I was trying to say is that this resistance here has been resistance back here, and of course it has been support here, and it goes back a little bit further. So yeah, there's some volume traded at this area, so it may take, and I just drew a random line for no fucking reason, so it may take us some time to get above it. But yeah, if we can start going back down, don't panic. Completely expected to have a retracement at this point. Zooming into the 1 hour, as you can see here, once we actually did hit this resistance, we basically flatlined. We have been trading sideways ever since we made it to this resistance, and yeah, we've actually only started dropping within the past hour. And yeah, like I said, I see us dropping down to the 200 daily moving average. I don't expect us to go much further than that. So alright, I brought us out to the weekly because I gotta point something out here. Some people were actually waiting until we break the previous high, which was at the President Xi pump, and we are actually not very far from doing that. We only have to pump probably about $1,200 more in order to break the previous high. I think that high was around $10,400. So yeah, once we make it up there and break that's confirmation that the reversal has been complete for some people. I mean, me personally, I was just waiting for us to get above the 200 daily moving average, and as long as we stay above it, that's good enough for me. That means that we're back in a bull market technically. But if you are waiting for extra confirmation, then this would be the confirmation to wait for, is when we break the $10,400 level. Now, I'm pretty sure you've heard this, I don't know how many times by now, but the MACD on the weekly has in fact crossed bullish, and as I've said many times before, when it crosses bullish, it tends to have some major upside afterwards. So yeah, on the stochastic RSI, we do seem to be going a bit oversold here, but keep in mind on the weekly, I'm going to show you this. We'll go straight to this. When the stock RSI goes oversold on the weekly, sometimes it can stay oversold for extended periods of time. Like in this example right here, it stayed oversold from, I think it was March all the way up until August. There's a couple months that it stayed oversold until we actually started the downtrend, and then it started to leave the oversold territory. So yeah, if us going up into the oversold area on a weekly doesn't mean that we're expected to come immediately back down. This could stay oversold for quite a while, actually. I'm going to go back further just to give you examples. Let's bring the rest of this back. Yeah. Yeah, actually, in this example, in the pump to 20K, we kind of just got closer and closer and closer to oversold. But another example is right here. We stayed in oversold for I think that was about 3 or 4 months. So yeah, if we end up in when we end up in oversold, don't worry too much about it, because we can end up staying in oversold for quite a while. We may even stay in oversold until the halving, and like I said in previous videos, I expect us to have a bit of a run up once we get closer to the halving, and we may end up between $12,000 to $15,000 and end up crashing down. And you can check some of my previous videos, and I explain this further. And so yeah, the news getting out about the halving will cause more people to come in, which will cause the price to surge. And yeah, I've been meaning to show you guys this other chart that I have in better quality, because the last time I showed you, I used my phone's camera to show you from my laptop. So yeah, this is the stock to flow model here, and this yellow line is actually stock to flow itself. Now, first off, I have to point out to ignore the $1 million prediction here, because that was based on John McAfee's prediction, and he backed out of that. So the new range of predictions would be roughly from 120,000 to 400 and something thousand. And I put this range of predictions here because I brought together all the predictions of many different analysts that I've heard over the past 6 months or so, and I put them together in a range just to give a better idea of where everyone is thinking that the market is going to go. And this is what showed up. So I'm going to clear my ink off of here to give you a better look at this chart. And yeah, so if you want to take a look at this chart for a couple minutes, just hit pause, and yeah, I'll back this up a little bit so you can see the cycles here. And well, of course you can't really see all the words there, but anyways, with that, I think that is all I have for you guys. I will see you all next time.